Guys, let's get started. It is 9:21. Welcome back from the weekend. Let's take a look at the markets. So we got the SPY gapping up this morning, still lower than all-time highs. So we're kind of in between all-time highs, which was on Thursday and Friday's drop-off. All-time highs being 420.49. TQs weaker than the SPY today, so the SPY gapped up close to all-time highs. TQs only at 408.70, still quite a bit away from its all-time highs of 112.30. Still a ways to run for the TQs. Let's give it some time. I'm going to work on waiting before taking positions again this morning. BTC slowly grinding up. We have the 10-year treasury yield falling this morning, which is a good sign for tech and growth stocks. So we see, what do we see? Tesla moving up a bit. We do have this fib line here playing off of this long-term support level here. QS, not much going on. Square still below the fib. Chipotle pretty good. I mean, it had a really nice run on Friday there, and then GameStop at 176, kind of the same off of Friday, slightly higher than the highs of Friday's lows, but lower than the highs of Friday. So higher than the lows of Friday, lower than the highs of Friday. But this week actually, I'm not really associated with GameStop, but it will affect it, are a whole bunch of interesting regulatory requirements now that are going to be put in force for funds and hedge funds, primarily when they need to, I guess, provide the shares on, I guess, shorts or call options, puts, different things like that. So closing out positions, and that is now T plus 1 hour, which is crazy. So normally it was like T plus a couple days, right? So trade day plus a couple days. Now it's trade day plus 1 hour. So whenever you made the hour, you get in. I mean, whenever you made the trade, you have 1 hour to cover and provide the funds or the shares or whatever it is, which is crazy. And if you don't, then the clearing agency has the ability to margin call you if you don't have the collateral sitting there already, which is going to be interesting. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to enforce that, but when they do enforce that, that is going to trigger a lot of margin calls. But we've seen a lot of the big boys raising billions and billions of dollars over the past 2 weeks, and that's probably has a lot to do with this, right? Increased collateral, increased margin requirements, hyper volatility in GameStop, just because a lot of them are shorting. So when GameStop runs and it breaks through the 200 barrier, we should see a massive squeeze to the top side. Let's take a look today at, I guess, shares available. So we have a lot of shares available to short this morning. 250,000 shares of GameStop available to short, but we only have 32,000 available amongst all of the ETFs that contain GameStop, which is tiny, right? Because out of all the ETFs, we have about 3.5 million. Out of those 3.5 million, well, it's almost 3.6 million, but out of that 3.6 million, almost so more than 3.5 million have been borrowed to be shorted this morning, which is nuts. So we might get a massive short attack on the markets this morning to keep GameStop down. But GameStop, the shares alone, there's 250 available to borrow. Normally, last week we saw 0, maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000. This morning, 250,000. So the hedge funds are slowly getting away from shorting GameStop directly and shorting just indexes that contain GameStop. So look for volatility in the markets this morning. Um, yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting week to say the least. With all these new regulations coming in, it's going to be interesting to see how they enforce and if they enforce them at all. Give me a second, guys. I'll be back for the market open at 9:30. Alright, we've got about a minute until the market open. Let's get it. GameStop volume is tiny. Tiny this morning. We got the SPY looking up. So I have a whole bunch of game April 21st expirations. So I'm going to be looking to flip those into, I think, June. I have a couple June as well. So I'm going to extend those, roll those over to June 18th. I'm just going to look for a good time to do so. So I'm going to hold those probably towards the end of the week. And if GameStop doesn't push by Friday, I'm going to roll those over. So a little dip in the S&P. A little bit of a dip here. Let me extend this line out for us. I'm gonna draw a new line for down here on the TQs. Kind of something like this right now. Let's see if that holds. This, and then this. SPY. I'm trying to figure out some patterns that we can play off. We have a little flat top here. We do have a descending wedge forming off the all-time high. Oh, nope. What are you doing, Ryan? That's not what I want. There we go, just touching the tips perfectly there. So we came close to this yellow line here and we got this downturn. Tesla, big dip. We got QS. Square popping. Square always showing a lot more strength than the other stocks here. Chipotle always a lot more weakness. Game coming down. Let's see if we bounce off the pre-market lows here. A little bit of a low volume sell-off. Getting a pretty big drop here. $190,000 shares so far in GameStop traded. So we got a nice bounce here on the SPY, but we do have this wedge here. So let's say we break out, then use this yellow line as a support for a push upwards to the all-time highs, or if we're just going to get rejected off this yellow and come down. Taking a look at the rest of the markets here. The 10-year treasury getting a bit of a bounce here. Okay, so we do have a bit of an ascending support here. 10-year treasury. Then GameStop, a little bit of a bounce off this orange line. So I think today and tomorrow are going to be one of the last few days where the hedge funds are going to try and shake the tree and get rid of as many apes as possible holding game. The SPY here getting rejected, so I'm going to take a put on the SPY. I'm going to try and do a 419 put for today. Up by 3. So we got the SPY getting rejected off of this wedge here, the top of the wedge coming down, long tailing wicks. That's what we saw here. Tried to break this yellow line, couldn't break, broke below the last 5-minute candle, which is a bearish move. And with that, we picked up some puts. Gonna write it down. Those SPY puts already up 3%. Just bought them like a split second ago. So gonna ride the SPY puts. If we break below this level here, which is the pre-market low recently, I will add to my puts, and then looking for target profits around here and here, and then obviously maximum target down here. Looks like we're falling. Pick up 2 more. So I just added to my SPY puts as we broke that level there. So this pre-market pivot we broke down, so it's pretty bearish. Oh, we got the TQ's massive drop. Let's see if we bounce off this yellow line. TQ is a lot more weakness than the SPY right now. Should have taken some TQ puts instead of the SPY. TQ, I didn't want to take puts on because we had the 10-year treasury dropping, which usually means it's good for growth stocks. Right now everything is dropping, right as I said. Tons of shares borrowed to short the entire market as a whole, right? I said that earlier this morning, which means we should expect a downturn in the market as they try to dump GameStop by shorting the entire market. See if we get a little bit of a bounce in the 1 minute here. Let's see if this blue line rejects us, forming a reverse spirit bomb. We got rejected here, rejected here. We might get bounced up, get rejected again after blue, come back down. We do have this level here acting as a resistance now. It was a support for 1881. Now it will act as a resistance on our way trying to push back up. So if we break for 1881, I'm going to be getting out of my puts. Let's see, for 1877. Hi buddy, good morning. Okay, 82, so we just broke, so I'm getting out of my puts there. Just a quick 3% profit. I'm going to take some GameStop puts this morning. So just getting some insurance. Oh, what is it now? 74. Do a 165 strike. So in the 5 minute we see tailing wicks off the top, right? Getting lower and lower. So I just got to put there. On SPY we knew a reversal was coming. once we broke above this level here, 418.81, we broke above, and now we're getting this nice spike on the game. I think we're going to continue coming down. Careful here on the SPY. Tweezer top forming. Let's see what we're looking at on the. So on the TQs, we bounced exactly off this line, like we thought we would. Very nice. On game, if we break this orange line here, we're gonna head down for a good part of the day. Probably targeting around 168 or 164. Nice bounce on the TQs. A little bit of rejection here on the SPY.
How much is the mortgage bridge? There is no mortgage bridge.
Mortgage.
The mortgage.
Bridge is when you buy a new house and your old house hasn't sold yet. The mortgage bridge is I think like 6.
Oh, like if we can use the money.
So if
There's
the banks know
like a
you're selling
mortgage.
your house,
Yeah.
they'll bridge you to buy your house. So they'll provide you for your mortgage for your new house. Because they know your old house is going to be paid off soon.
So that's if you have a mortgage, but if you don't have a mortgage, then what do you do?
They're bridging because their old house is being sold. It's not a transfer of mortgage. It's just until you sell your house, they'll give you a new house.
But they'll give you that amount up front that you're going to get from your house?
No, to cover the buying of your new house.
So how much are they going to cost?
The full amount of your mortgage.
There's no mortgage.
The full amount of your new mortgage, that's what they'll cover. The percentage will be about 6 or 7% a year. Yeah. So GameStop puts up a little bit, 1.3% up. We did break that orange line, so we should head down for the day. Tesla coming down, QS coming down, Square got rejected right off the fib, coming down, Chipotle obviously coming down, Game coming down. Okay, so looks like most of the tech stocks that we're looking at are coming down. We may or may not hold this yellow line here. We are trying to hold right now. Let's see what happens for this 5-minute candle. This 5-minute candle needs to break above the last 5-minute candle for this to change momentum and get a bounce upwards. Otherwise, this is going to be a little bit of a fake out bounce, and then we're going to break through. Right, on SPY, the reversal is a little bit more obvious, right? Tweezer top signals a reversal, and there we go. We're getting this reversal now, breaking below the VWAP. Game, let's see, this orange line here now acts as a resistance, right? It was a support, now it should act as a resistance on our way down. For game to reverse momentum, we need to break above this last 5-minute candle, which means breaking this VWAP, which is going to be a very, very momentum driven bullish move. There's just no volume today in game. Woo! TQ's breaking down. Looks like it's gonna be a down day today. Banks and hedgies scared of these new regulations coming in. They're trying to dump game as much as possible, and to do so because GameStop shares are very hard to borrow. They're borrowing the broad market ETFs, right, that contain GameStop. Let's see here, we're forming a flat bottom over the last two candles on GameStop. Oh, hi buddy. Good morning. Hi. Hi, sleepy boy. You sleepy boy? What's there? Nothing's there. Where's Grandpa? Woo! Nice reversal here. So higher lows, 1, 2, 3, flat top. But there are tailing wicks off this flat top here, so it's rather weak. These are not nice full candles. So let's see if we can break. Let me just draw it in for us. A little bit of a flat top here. No, come on. Come on, line. We have something like this, and then we have ascending. There we go, we just broke. So looking like a nice bounce. Let's check out the TQs bounce off the lows as well. Let's see what happens here. But we do have a lower low on the TQs, so the TQs are much weaker than the SPY, which is surprising because the 10-year treasury yield is so low this morning. Let's see if SPY can break this yellow line and form a new daily high. On game, we have a tweezer bottom, but just because it is GameStop, I think we are going to get pushed down today. I'm going to hold my puts. SPY trying to make a nice reversal here. Ooh, look at this push. Ooh, TQ is also a nice reversal, but we are getting a little bit of a tweezer top here, so watch out for a reversal here. SPY just bouncing off this yellow line exactly. Look at that bounce. Woo, to the exact penny on this candle. Touching the yellow line coming down. Let's see if we break through. Ooh, there's that break. Oh. So right now we see the market coming up because shares are being returned from the shorts, right? So when you short, you're borrowing and you're selling, but you're going to have to rebuy it, right? And so now this is the rebuy. So expect a lot of volatility. Expect dumping of the market, rebuys, dumping of the markets, rebuys. Let's see if we can break the VWAP. So now that we broke over this line here, I'm going to wait for this candle to close out, and then I'm going to take a position long on the SPY. I like this nice bold move here, big bounce, and then I want this candle to close out above this yellow line, holding this yellow line, using this yellow line as a support. If game continues to trend along this orange line, it's pointless for me to hold my puts. It's better to buy options in something that is moving, which would be TQs or the SPY. Tesla bouncing off this level here. I had to redraw my fibs on Tesla this morning just because all my fibs disappeared for some reason. So this is why we always wait for the candle to close out. We had this false breakout, and now we're getting a rejection off this yellow line. So we have 3 minutes left on this candle. It's always good to be patient and wait for the chart to tell us which way the stocks are going to move.
basketball. Basketball, yeah. Put the ball in here, basket. Yes, basketball. And this one,
Woo.
basketball too.
Game coming down a bit, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
right now the market and game moving together because the funds are shorting the entire market to dump game, right? So when the market got this nice bounce, game got a bounce as well.
Yeah.
Market's starting dumping, game is starting to dump as well. GameStop usually does not move with the markets, but through kind of our information here that we pulled this morning, we see there are very, very few shorts available for the ETFs that contain GameStop, right? Out of 3.6 million, only 33,000 are available to borrow, which means over 3.55 million have been shorted or on reserve to be shorted. Whereas the actual GameStop shares, there's availability of 250,000. When normally it's about 1 to 5,000. So we see today that the funds are shorting the entire market to affect GameStop rather than just GameStop itself. Getting a little bit of a bounce in game, getting a little bit of a bounce in the S&P. There's a minute left on this candle.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One, two. Yeah. Good.
We got the SPY running. So game and SPY now are breaking off. They're no longer moving in tandem. Ooh, nice push on the TQs.
Bird in the sky, right? Bird fly in the sky.
So I'm gonna wait a little bit.
Yeah.
If GameStop doesn't drop, then I am going to exit my puts.
See how you do that, Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was an interesting candle there, almost like a little bit of a gap down this next candle.
Yeah. You gonna open that? Let's see. Open here. You can open here. Ooh, yeah. The teeth. The teeth. Look at the teeth. It's bite. No, no.
Tweezer top on the TQs, so I'm going to take a reversal here and then sell as we get to the yellow line. If I'm going to put on the TQs,
Yeah.
408 and then 108.
Yeah.
About one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Maybe
So I just got a put there on the TQs. I think we might get a reversal here. It looks like we have a tweezer top. If we break above that level, I'll be getting out. If we break below that yellow line, I'll be adding.
over that. Yes. Yes. So over that and put in one. Yep. Now open that. Open that. No. Close out. Just close it up. Yes, right. Yeah. That's true. Yes, that's right. Open that. Yes. Yes. That's it. You open the
There we go. There's a reversal and a TQs, right? Tweezer top.
press that. That's what it is. Yeah. Yes. We have our alligator thing. Yeah, that's good. Which is good. Mình play basketball in another room. Just basketball too. Let's go. Basketball.
Watching the TQs here, game coming down. Ooh, there we go, TQs. I said I was going to add, we broke the VWAP here. I didn't. I was just texting on my phone. But that's the opportunity, right? So this here would have been a bounce. If it didn't bounce, you know it's very weak. And so we broke right through the VWAP. My target is down here, 707.45. If we bounce off of that, then I will exit my puts. If we break through, I will hold my puts. Quite a big spread on the puts here. Bid ask is about 20 cents apart. It's like 262 and then 285. Very big spread here. Looks like we're trying to get a bounce. Let's see if this bounce holds. Right here we got a bounce previously. But right now we're putting out lower highs. And if this breaks below the low of this candle, we'll be putting in lower lows. So that would be very bearish. SPY reversal here. So the TQs were weaker than the SPY earlier this morning, but now the SPY is weaker than the TQs later during the day. Quite a flip. Right off of this line. Nice bounce. We're getting a lot of selling, a lot of tailing wicks up here. I'm gonna buy another put. Looks like we're reversing. We're trying to get it at 2. We got a minute 20 left on this candle. Tesla getting a nice bounce. I'll be exiting my TQ puts here. I think we're going to get a bounce right here. Looks like a good reversal off the bottom. Game is just slowly falling. So the TQs look to be following this line. So the next time we come down to this line, I'm going to pick up some calls on the TQs. On the SPY, let's see. I mean, on the SPY, we are kind of up here already, so we are at a resistance level. On the TQs, we're bouncing off of support. So the TQs and the SPY kind of moving in opposite. We've got a flat top right here in the TQs. If we break through this flat top, it's going to be pretty bullish. I'm going to try and take Tesla calls right here. If we hold that VWAP, buy a $700 call strike if I can. Buy a 735 call, nope, 740 call strike. And then as long as we're holding that VWAP, I'll stay in the trade. VWAP right here on the yellow line. Looks like we're holding right now. There's that move. So the TQs, tech sector performing a lot better. Nice reversal here, tweezer bottom on the SPY. Game looks like it's trying to reverse here as well. Let's see if Tesla can break the $700 mark. $699. So nice move on the TQs, nice move on Tesla. So we're getting a nice rebuy here right off this drop. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row, just tanking Tesla. So we get a nice reversal to the top side. Ooh, already 10% up on the calls that I just bought. So we broke 700. Let's see if we can break this fib. What is this yellow line here? Oh, it was the bottom of the wedge. Okay. Fib here at 702, 701.90. So in game, looks like we're getting rejected off of these here, right? Every time we come close to the yellow and blue line, we get rejected. Right here might be a good time to take a put. Tesla trying to break this fib. Let's see if we can break. Getting stuck right here. We're running into a brick wall. So pretty much touching to the penny on this fib and then getting rejected. We need a nice push in Tesla. I'm gonna sell my calls here. Made a quick, I think that was like 14-15%. Just about one call. So that worked out to be 70-80 bucks. Game getting rejected right off the top. So in game, I'm going to take a put on game because we continually are getting pushed down from that blue line. This is a huge push, but we are approaching a resistance level there. So I'd rather buy off resistance and support. So in game, 172. I'm gonna buy a put here. A 162 put. Buy right here. So game coming down. I got those 162.5 puts. So we just made a little bit of money off of SPY and the TQs and then Tesla, and then putting that into game. Just picking up some insurance. I'm just going to hold these puts until we break this blue line here. If we break this blue line, That's going to signal a reversal, but so far right now we've been bouncing off of this area and coming back down, right? So the blue and yellow have been pushing us down, so most likely we're going to continue moving down in game. Let's see what happens here. That's a nice break above the fib. Let's see if we can break this yellow line. So we bounced right off the fib, came back down, found the blue line, pumped back up. Now we're bouncing off this yellow line here. So in game, we bounced right off this orange line. The 10-year treasury falling this morning. It's a massive drop. So this is going to pump up the tech sector. A Connect, yeah, on MBiz, I only took that 1 day trade. I did not hold. What's MBiz doing today? Let me look up MBiz. Woo, MBiz 14 from a high of what was that, like 31? Felt like 50%. That's crazy. They came out with earnings recently, right? What was earnings is over here. What day was that? 29. Interesting. Watching it here, we might have. Let's see. Emba's right here might be a nice pickup, right along this yellow line. How about you, Connect? Did you exit? Let's put in another fib here. Look at the TQs. Amazing move. Ooh, right now we're along the 76.8. I like that. I'm gonna pick up some MBiz calls right here. And then if we break that level, I'll be getting out. Take a look at MBiz. So MBiz right now we're getting pushed down, but it is a good value level here, I think. Right off this yellow line, right off this fib. We are being pushed down by the blue. Look at the TQ's pumping. We have game pumping now. Good SPY. He's breaking over the yellow. TQ's breaking over the orange. We might get rejected here. Kind of tempted to take a put on the TQs. Or a put on the SPY even. The last time we got to here we came back down. But we do have a nice ascending support forming on the hourly. Let's say we can break out of this wedge here. I like this level here in MBIS, but it looks like we're going to be continually being pushed down and we're going to break below. I'm just going to wait for now. SPY looking really strong here, just bouncing off of this blue. Let me see what the TQs look like on the hourly. On the hourly, the TQs look pretty strong too. Just continue to bounce off this yellow line. Now we're breaking this orange. That means I'm going to hold off for now. Game looks like we're rolling up. If I'm to pick between the TQs and the SPY to take a call, I'll probably take the TQs just because we do have the 10-year treasury falling, which means we should get a nice push in the TQs. Tesla, I like it right off this blue line here. So as we get strength in the TQs, I'm going to make another move on Tesla. Making a move here in Tesla as we bounce off this blue. Right, so we have strength in the tech sector. We have the 10-year treasury eating it. So I'm expecting a bounce in Tesla. So as long as we hold that blue line in Tesla, I'm going to stay with my calls. Game. Woo! Let's see if we get that pump here. Get that pump. Pump it. So this is the move we always play, right? Pump, consolidation, bounce off the blue, pump. We got rejected out the yellow here. Let's see if we can break this fib and then break this yellow on the second try. We got the TQs holding above this orange line, which is a daily support and resistance. So a good show of strength here, but we are well away from this blue. Let's see what Tesla does here. Continuing to bounce off the blue. So we're getting a tweezer bottom here. Ooh, he's broke. Yeah, Tesla breaking down. I'm going to hold for now. I think we're getting a little bit of a bounce. Ten-year treasury still really low. So I was talking about, tempted to take a put on the TQs. I didn't though. I went long on Tesla instead as we found this blue line. Let's see if game uses this orange line here as a support.
Okay, here, listen. Looks like this is the thing. Oh. Yes, okay. And now this.
When we break this yellow line here, I'm going to need to get out. This is the VWAP. Ooh, game getting rejected off the blue and yellow. Otherwise, if we bounce off here, we're just forming a higher low. Lower low, higher low, higher low, on our way to this reversal. So let's see.
Yeah.
MViz trying to hold this level here. Game, let's see if we get a reversal here, or we're just going to get rejected off the blue. Tesla looks like it wants to break down, so I'm going to need to get out here. Let's see if we continue to get a bounce. If not, I'm going to need to get out. Waiting for that break of VWAP, which is the yellow line. Let's see. Ooh, game, nice reversal. 174. Ooh, Tesla holding. I like it. And we got the 10-year treasury continuing to fall here. SPY looking strong here on the hourly. I might need to take some SPY calls. I want to hold Tesla. The market's looking very strong here. Game is pumping up too. Game looking strong. Oh. Getting out of Tesla at this point. So the SPY looking good. On the hourly, TQ's coming down. So if Tesla breaks this level here, it's going to be really bearish. This level here is 696.53, slightly above there. Game looks like it's trying to push. Going to take some short-term calls here. a short-term call here on game. As long as we hold this level, I'll stay in. I like the fact that we broke the VWAP, we broke the blue line, and this green candle is above the close of the last 5-minute candle. All signs looking bullish. But as always, game super low volume. We need volume to come in. Ooh, okay. MVIS breaking below. Let's see if we hold this yellow line. Ten-year Treasury breaking down. Bitcoin trying to push. Alright, so the time now is 10:29, 10:30 on the dot. What am I looking for? In the markets, TQs need to hold this level here, which is a pre-market pivot. If it does and it bounces off these, it's going to be a nice bullish day for the TQs. Probably going to break over new market highs and push towards this yellow line here for the end of the day. Otherwise, if we break below this yellow line, it's going to be bearish. SPY having some trouble breaking over this yellow line here, but I like the fact that we are consolidating along the blue. We're getting a lot of tailing wicks here, but just one little push, a little bit of momentum in the SPY should take us above this level and to new all-time highs. All-time highs currently is 420 and change, kind of right here. So we're almost there on the SPY, so I think we're going to push up there today, looking really strong. We do have the low of day down here. If we break that, we'll head down. Otherwise, it looks like we're heading up today on the SPY. On game, I want to see it hold this level here. If it breaks below, I'll be exiting the calls that I just bought today. Otherwise, I think we might see a move up to this orange line, which is 177. But movement today in game, as with pretty much all the other days, very low volume. Look at this 1 hour volume candle here, very low compared to the other volumes. So game liquidity is drying up more and more, which means it takes fewer and fewer shares to move the price, right? So once some volume comes into game, we should see a huge upward movement, and that's what we're looking for. I'm going to hold my calls for now, and then I will look to move into June strikes. Just looking at the call chain here. Ooh, game coming down. I might need to exit if we don't bounce here. So we bounced, so I'm holding position. SPY looks like it wants to move up today. Just playing really near the day's highs. I like that. Good show of strength. TQ's trying to find support right off this blue. Alright. So that's it for me today, guys. This is Mitch from Dumb Money Day Trading signing off for now. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I hope you guys made some money. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow around 9:15 to 9:20 as we do every trading day. Take care, guys. Bye for now.